Go ahead and create some segmented control. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to find out in just a second. Let's start by creating a new layer. And I've already created a new group called segmented control. Let's go to layer, new, and create a new layer. And let's just call this background. I want you to grab your rectangular marquee tool or your rectangle tool and drag out a white background. I'm going to go ahead and change this color overlay to white. There we go. Now let's grab our rounded rectangle tool, and I want you to make sure that the radius is set to 10 pixels. Now I've already drawn guides on my document, and you can kind of tell where they are. So let's draw out a rounded rectangle with a width of 597 pixels and a height around 67 to 70 pixels. Let's go ahead and rename this rounded rectangle segment. Now let's hold the control button over the thumbnail of our segment layer, and let's make this selection by selecting it. And let's go ahead and modify this and contract it by 2 pixels. 2 pixels, select OK. There we go, and we're just going to delete the content in the middle, which is going to require us to rasterize this shape. And let's click delete. There. Now I want to zoom in a little bit. Let's go into about 300%. Alright, and let's just grab our rectangle marquee tool and let's drag it from the left outside of our segment and drag it all the way just to this guide. Great, now let's grab our paint bucket tool and we're going to, let's grab that rectangle marquee tool again and let's go ahead and fill this segment with our gray color. There we go. Now if you zoom in really closely, I'm going to go into 900, we can see that there's still some white around these edges up here. I'm just going to grab my paintbrush, my brush tool, and I'm going to go down to, let's go down to about 1 pixel. There we go. And I'm just going to color this in with my gray paintbrush. Make sure I get all those little pixels. Alright, and that's perfect. Let's zoom back out and deselect. Awesome, now we just need to draw one line, and I'm going to use the line tool. And I'm going to make sure my weight is set to 2 pixels, and we can just zoom in here and draw a line down from the second guide while holding shift to make sure we draw a perfectly straight line. There, now we can just add a bit of text. Let's start here, and I'm going to say left, and let's make this 24 pixels. I'm going to change the font to Helvetica. There we go. Great. And this is all capped because we have it set to all caps. We can just click this right here. If yours is doing that, yours is most likely isn't. And I'm just going to drag this down a little bit. Perfect. I'm going to duplicate this layer by hitting Control or Command J, moving it over. Now obviously we can't see it because it's white, and we need to, whoops, I accidentally deleted a new text layer. I'm just going to delete that, and we'll grab this left copy. I'm going to hover over it and double click, change the color to gray. There we go. I'm going to call this middle. Make sure this is centered by dragging it over. And one more time, Control Command J, drag it over. And let's call this right. And there we go. Let's go ahead and zoom out and take a look. We've just created segmented controls.